This is the Transportation TV News Update Special Report, Retrospective 2010. A look back at some of the stories that made news in the world of transportation. USDOT Secretary Ray LaHood started the year focused on job creation, touting the work by state DOTs to put Recovery Act investments to work.
And we are grateful to you and all of our state and local partners for spending economic recovery funds quickly and responsibly. I love saying, no earmarks, no boondoggles, no sweetheart deals.
AASHTO released 2 reports in 2010 documenting the projects and paychecks related to transportation share of the Recovery Act.
The $27 billion that was made available for highways has made it possible for states to repair 135,000 miles of roads, fix 13,000 bridges. So that's been a success. Similarly, the same success story in transit. Almost 8,000 buses purchased, many maintenance bases improved, some light rail improvements done as well. So the Economic Recovery Act was a booming success.
$8 billion in Recovery Act grants for high-speed and intercity passenger rail projects also caused a frenzy of activity. Top Japanese rail manufacturers visited Washington in January as the 305 Committee, a panel of experts from state DOTs, the FRA, Amtrak, and AASHTO, began the important work of setting new industry standards for the manufacture of the next generation of high-speed and intercity passenger rail equipment. In February, a blizzard forced a record 4-day federal government shutdown in the nation's capital. Then on March 1st, 2,000 USDOT employees were temporarily furloughed without pay, and federal funding for hundreds of state transportation projects was cut off. The reason? A bill allowing for a short-term extension of expired surface transportation legislation was blocked in the Senate. The FHWA made an emergency conference call to all state DOT directors. Many took the call at AASHTO's annual Washington briefing and expressed their serious concerns at a press conference.
Even if they produce an extension, the problem is going to be that we will lose this construction season if Congress does not act quickly. And you sum this all up, and it just seems to me that this is a heck of a way to run a railroad.
On March 28th, President Obama signed the Hiring Incentives to Restore Employment, or HIRE Act, extending authorizations for federal highway and transit programs through the end of 2010. The measure also provided $19.5 billion to keep the Highway Trust Fund solvent into 2011. There was some good news in March. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration announced that highway deaths had fallen to their lowest level in 50 years. In April, the loved ones of some of the victims of work zone-related crashes gathered in Manhattan's Battery Park to launch the 2010 National Work Zone Awareness Campaign. Its slogan, "Work zones deserve our undivided attention." In June, President Obama helped break ground in Ohio for the 10,000th Recovery Act highway project. Later that month, AASHTO held joint news conferences in Des Moines, Iowa, Memphis, Tennessee, and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to release Unlocking Freight, one of 3 reports issued in 2010 to make the case for greater investment in highways, railroads, ports, waterways, and airports to expand transportation capacity, improve productivity, and create jobs.
We're a growing nation whose freight needs are going to double over the next 30 years. So whether it's moving freight or moving our growing population, we have to have capacity at the same time that we have to preserve the old system. And we've made that case.
Transportation funding took center stage in the fall of 2010, beginning with the October release by former USDOT secretaries Norman Mineta and Samuel Skinner of a report by the Miller Center of Public Affairs at the University of Virginia. The report recommends shifting away from the gas tax to a vehicle miles traveled or VMT fee to fund federal highway and transit programs. In November, President Obama's bipartisan National Commission on Fiscal Responsibility and Reform took on the controversial issue of raising the gas tax, recommending a gradual increase to 15 cents a gallon between 2013 and 2015. AASHTO President Susan Martinovich P.E., Director of the Nevada Department of Transportation, says finding new sources of revenue to fund transportation will be critical in 2011.
An investment in transportation is an investment in the future. It's an investment in the economy. It puts people to work, not just directly putting the people to work, but it's indirectly. You've got goods and materials that the contractors are buying. You have the pre-construction, the engineering firms leading up to the construction. During the work, you have indirect costs. And the beauty of transportation is that once you're done, you have a product that people can see, touch, feel, and it benefits thousands of people for a lot of years.
Martinovich was elected president at AASHTO's annual meeting in Biloxi, Mississippi in late October. Kurt T. Steidl, P.E., Director of the Michigan Department of Transportation, was elected vice president. Martinovich says working to secure a new, robust, and adequately funded multi-year surface transportation bill will be the single emphasis area of her 2011 term. Coming up in our next report, AASHTO's John Horsley looks ahead to 2011, the issues, the people, and the politics of transportation. That's our report. I'm Tony Dorsey. Thanks for watching.